Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Revenue Systems Live. I am so glad that you are here. If you are joining me live, let me know where you're watching from in the comments, please. And then if you're catching the replay, then just type replay in the comments. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Keitha McAdams. I'm the founder of SuccessFULL Solutions, and I am a business process automation consultant. On Wednesdays, I like to redesign a real professional service business and show you how business process automation and AI together can work and build a revenue system that sells while you sleep. Now, before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe so that you don't miss our upcoming episodes. And if you are a consultant, a coach, an accountant, attorney, or any other professional service provider, please introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know what you do. Today's episode is going to start with this very simple question, which is, what if the thing that's stealing hours from your week isn't necessarily the coaching, but it's everything you have to do after each of your coaching sessions? So today's business coach has 15 active clients. He loves coaching. He loves helping people solve problems and reach their goals, and then, of course, keeping them accountable. But every meeting creates another round of administrative work afterwards for this business coach. So there's the recap, where he has to update his CRM, draft and send a follow-up email, create a list of tasks, and then individually, those jobs may not seem like they're very large or huge or time consuming, but together they can actually consume hours every single week. Today, I am going to redesign that process. Now, before we begin, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Keitha McAdams. I absolutely enjoy business process automation and impacting small businesses across the country. I help consultants and professional service providers redesign the way their business operate by using automation and AI. I do not believe that AI replaces professionals. It simply can't. What AI does is it prepares while the expert makes the decisions. It creates drafts, but the expert edits and approves. So automation doesn't replace your expertise, it removes the work that doesn't require your expertise. And because your clients don't necessarily hire you to type notes, they hire you to make better decisions. These things that we show here in Revenue Systems Lives can show you how to better serve them. Now, here's what we're going to do today. First, you're going to meet our business coach, Chance. And we're going to walk through the manual process that he uses currently. After that, we're going to redesign the entire workflow into what I call the coach's assist. And then I'm going to show you how a single coaching session can produce 4 valuable business assets automatically. And then we'll look at what this means for the business as a whole. Now, my favorite part isn't necessarily the technology. I do love technology, but it's what the technology gives back to us, which is time, the most precious asset on this earth. Now, let's meet Chance. Chance is a business coach. He has 15 active clients that he coaches. He spends his days helping business owners solve difficult problems. He likes to keep his clients focused, ask thoughtful questions, and help them to move forward. He loves what he does. But after every session, the coaching ends and the administrative work begins. So he has to open his notes, write a recap, update his CRM, create follow-up tasks for himself, for his client, and then, of course, send an email to his client. And he repeats this same process for the next client. So let's just imagine him having multiple coaching calls per day. Now, think about your own business. Where does the real work stop and the administrative work begin? Keep that in mind as we're going through this presentation, because that's often where the biggest opportunity is for automation. God created the brilliant minds that brought us various technologies that can responsibly handle the organizing and the administrative parts. And that creates more space for you and I to focus on serving people and impacting the world through our businesses. Now, let's look at what happens after every coaching session. Notice that none of these tasks are difficult, and yet every single one of them are valuable. But let's walk through them together. So here first, the coaching session ends. Chance opens his meeting transcript, or he grabs his handwritten notes, just however he operates. He's trying to remember everything that happened, or he listens to the call recording maybe. But he's looking for any commitments, decisions, next steps that were discussed within that call. So his concentration is about reconstructing the conversation, trying to remember everything, rather than, the work itself. And that's where step 2 here is where the bottleneck actually starts. He writes a personalized recap for his client. So he's pulling together any goals and key insights, action items, homework that was discussed within the call. Now, he's not simply copying notes. He's organizing them into something meaningful. So when we say, he's gathering all of this information from the call, he has to summarize it, right? Make it into something meaningful so that he could send it to his client. That's thoughtful work, but it also takes time. And then next, he's going to open his CRM, update that client's record. Okay. He's going to add information from that meeting into the CRM record. And again, it's important work, but unfortunately, it is repetitive. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, guys. I am realizing that my screen is not actually showing me. Okay, that's interesting.